Hey guys, this is Daniel with Boss C 351 Productions. Got a little something different today. It's not nothing to do with tech. It has to do with this MasterTech Vehicle Protection Program. Back when I purchased my 2013 Ford F-150 truck, I bought it used. I went to the dealership and looked at the truck, decided I wanted it, and we went to do the paperwork on it. And it was a long process. I was quite surprised how much paperwork was involved. But while I was purchasing the truck, the head salesman for the dealership put me onto this MasterTech Vehicle Protection Program. Along with the protection program, also they pitched the gap insurance and a vehicle theft program. All in all, it was around $2,800 total for this insurance gap and this vehicle theft program. And at first I told him no, I really wasn't interested in any of it. He started telling me about some of the coverages of the things on the truck, some of the, like this GPS and slash, display, or sensors on the truck, or power modules. It became more of a, buy it or else, scenario. I've never really had to deal with the situation because I've always bought new vehicles when I purchase, a vehicle. And when you buy a new vehicle, you get, of course, the manufacturer's warranty and the option to buy an extended warranty. And I've always bought extended warranties for those vehicles. This time, this has nothing to do with Ford, has nothing to do with the dealership, only that the dealership was selling it to folks. And so, after sitting talking with him, and he was telling me, oh, it covers this, it covers that. He was, it sounded like, a decent idea for the amount of money it cost. I didn't want the gap insurance, and then, the anti-theft seemed like a good idea at the time. So he kept talking. Then he offered me 0.5% drop in the financing that I was getting for the truck. So I said, okay, we'll just add all three of them. Well, time went by, and it was about a month after I purchased the truck. I actually was able to sit down and read this MasterTech information in their brochure, just to see, more in depth what all this stuff covers. It gives you lists of stuff. It gives you, basic idea what all it covers. But what was surprising to me, being a mechanic and, with mechanical knowledge and skill, is what stuff that is not covered that they don't show you in this brochure. They don't really mention it as not covered. It's just, if it's not in the list, it is not covered on your truck or your car or whatever vehicle. So I started digging a little bit more, and I went on the MasterTech website, and complete lack of information on the MasterTech website. I was looking for exclusions and such, and I wasn't finding anything, written down, set in stone. I started researching on the internet on some of the review websites for products such as this, and I started reading horror stories. People would take their vehicle in the dealership for a covered service, and the MasterTech program would send out an adjuster, and the adjuster would find anything he possibly could, no matter how small, to deny the claim. So I started digging even more. Once I started spreading out on the internet, looking for anything, looking up on Google the tags MasterTech or Vehicle Protection Program, I ran across a whole series of their brochures, which some of them has pertinent information, has to do with my truck. And eventually what I did is I went ahead and canceled all the services. The reason why I canceled the services is because the man who sold me the services, I don't know if he knew he was lying or he just didn't tell the whole truth, but the majority of my truck was not covered the day I rolled it out the door from the dealership. And this is why. They have exclusions listed on this particular brochure that I was not given that states any modifications whatsoever to anything on the vehicle is not covered, and the associated systems would not be covered. Well, when I bought this truck, it had the factory wheels on it, but the dealership installed a larger size tire than came on the truck. Also, there was a K&N cold air intake installed on the truck when I got it, and a K&N filter, and it's got a leveling kit installed on the front of the truck. So right there off the bat, nothing on the engine is covered because of this intake system. Nothing on the suspension is covered because of the tires and the leveling kit. And you can link any kind of failure such as differential, transfer case, or axles, or brakes, or anything associated with it to the larger size tires on the truck that they put on there. You have a ball joint that goes out, well, they're not going to replace it under the warranty because the ball joint is directly affected by the size tires. If it's not the factory size tires on the vehicle, they will not cover it according to this document I found. And so what I did is I researched. The guy at the dealership told me that once I agreed to this stuff, I couldn't come back later and cancel it. Well, that was a complete lie. If you go in to look at the paperwork, I sat down, I looked at it, and I was like, whoa, this guy was telling me a bunch of bull crap. And look at the paperwork, and it says you have 60 days from the date of purchase of the vehicle to cancel the services. So that's what I did. I first sat down and filled out their paperwork that is on their website. I printed it out and sent it to both the dealership, to the guy who sold me the vehicle, and also sent it to MasterTech Vehicle Protection Program. And I waited for about a month, didn't hear anything, so I had to get on the phone. I called MasterTech. They have no record whatsoever of anything that has to do other than the purchase of my vehicle. I called the dealership. Dealership had a problem with their computer systems. They never submitted anything to MasterTech, and I immediately told them on the phone, I sent you letters. I want this stuff canceled. And the lady assured me it'd be canceled. Well, it took a total of 3 months for them to cancel it, and it took them about another 4 weeks to get me my refund to my lender. And the whole time I was paying interest charges on the money for these programs. So, like I said, I highly suggest before you jump in anything like this, stop, get the brochures, get the paperwork, read over every line. I know, you get excited, you're ready to get your new vehicle, your vehicle that you're purchasing, you're ready to go out the door and go drive and be done with it. But in the end, it probably will cost you money. And it will also cost you, time and heartache. So I urge you to get online and read the reviews on this MasterTech Vehicle Protection Program. Read all the horror stories like I did. My jaw dropped, reading some of these things. People's vehicles being in the shop 2 and 3 months and waiting for the adjuster, and MasterTech telling them, oh, you're going to have to pay for all this stuff and reimburse you if we find it's a valid claim. Well, that in itself is bull. Your vehicle's down, you have, transportation needs, take your kids to school, go to work, buy groceries, and you can't do it because your vehicle's tied up by this third party that's supposed to give you coverage. So I won't ever be talked into anything like this MasterTech or any kind of extended warranty. If it's not, for me, a forward warranty, it's not a warranty. You know, it's backed by the full faith of Ford, just like General Motors. It's backed by General Motors, you know, and the other manufacturers. But this MasterTech, I don't see really anything getting covered on anybody's vehicle that amounts to anything with this service. But that is, you know, this is my opinion. I just highly urge you to research this stuff before you make the purchase. I came out of this better than I was. I got when I canceled the services, I retained the half percent interest decrease in my rate, which, you know, I was waiting for them to say something about that, and then I was going to tell them, well, look, you guys lied to me about the coverage. My truck was not covered like you said it would have been. So, you know, you can either retain the rate or we're going to have to go to court, because I'm not going to pay at 0.5% more, and I'm not going to, you know, put up with that since you lied to me on this. I mean, automatically you're at fault. So, again, you know, just be careful what you buy out there, because you can get screwed, and there's companies out there that just love screwing folks. You know, I don't know. I don't know what this company's deal is. I only dealt with them once on the phone. They seemed pretty nice, but I'm not going to take a chance with almost $3,000 on them not wanting to pay a single claim on my truck. So I appreciate you watching my videos. You got any questions, comments, put them below. I appreciate you watching.